Okay, thank you everybody for being on this call. We really do love what we do, the people here on this call, the people sharing with you tonight. And it is honestly, I've got to let somebody in the waiting room. Okay, it's a privilege to be able to take any amount of time to share that with other people. I just want to say I've got 3 goals. I'm like the girl of 3, but I've got 3 goals. I feel like we've got to lay a little groundwork before we get started, okay? So goal number 1 would be that we, the people presenting, would talk openly and authentically about the business side of doTERRA. I hope that you will know or see or feel our hearts behind this conversation, behind this call and topic. There can honestly be a lot of baggage for like everybody when it comes to something like this. So can we just all like do our best to like set that aside a little bit for the next 15 minutes while we're on here together? Okay, so that's goal number 1, talk openly and authentically. And this leads me to our next goal, number 2, is that our goal is that you would be able to decide for yourself if this is a good fit or not. There is no pressure from any of us. We're not tracking anything. This is an open invitation, okay? You can ask questions, you can engage and interact without worrying that anybody's gonna like track you down, okay? All right? I just think that's really important to say. You are in the driver's seat, and I just want you to remember that. Okay, goal number 3. Okay, so goal number 2, you decide for yourself. Goal number 3, to give you clarity, right? We want to make this a basic overview. This is not complex or an in-depth training. In order for you to decide if this is a good fit or not, you have to understand some of what's going on. But that being said, this is not an exhaustive training. You will not leave our time together feeling overwhelmed. We don't need anything else overwhelming, but rather with clarity and helpful insights, okay? So goal number 1, open and authentic. Goal number 2, you're in the driver's seat. You get to decide for yourself. And goal number 3 is that this would be simple and basic, not overwhelming. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. One person is waiting. Hold on. Okay. She's in. All right. I'm going to share my screen. I've got a PowerPoint and it will be a helpful visual for us. Can somebody give me a thumbs up when you can see that? Thanks, Linz. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're just gonna talk about the joy of sharing essential oils, the joy of sharing doTERRA. It's a good thing to take a little time to chat through why doTERRA is a good opportunity. And honestly, what we're gonna talk about is an opportunity that it can completely change your life. That's totally the truth. And it also could just give you free natural health care. It could give you free oils. So this is a really fun one to be able to dive into.
Okay, so there are 3 types of people that are interested in this. There are people that live the wellness lifestyle. There are people that share to get their products paid for. And there are people that build to earn income and make an impact. So, yep, go ahead.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay, got it. Okay, so why doTERRA? Why now? Like we're saying, with doTERRA, there is an opportunity to earn money if you want to. It's honestly kind of like shopping at Costco. I know we talk about Costco a lot, but let's just think about this. You can be a Costco customer, which is a great thing. Or for some of us, it would be really nice to know if Costco was hiring because you already love it there. You love what's going on, okay? It's the same with doTERRA. You already love it. You already shop there. You love the products. But if you're looking for something more, doTERRA has that too, right? doTERRA never runs out of jobs. They're always hiring, and this is an amazing job if I do say so myself. Okay, so when we teach about doTERRA essential oils, like the oils and products themselves, it's kind of like serving up a big bowl of creamy, delicious vanilla ice cream, Whitney's favorite. It's good. It's like everything you want it to be. But when we serve up the business, we give you all the options, like the hot fudge and the peanuts, the caramel sauce, bananas, whatever you want to put on there, right? Okay, so that's why we bring this up. That's why we're here on this call. Because some of you are going to be like, hey, I need some extra money right now, or I don't know if we're going to make it through this season. We recognize that this is a really unique season that we're all in, but this could be true in any season. What we're saying is true kind of no matter what's going on, okay? Okay, so the potential need for income has never been greater, and doTERRA is thriving in an economy that is not thriving. In March, we had the highest sales month in doTERRA's history. People are figuring out their finances and they vote with their dollars and what's important to them. So right now, people are voting for oils and supplements that take care of their health, their emotional health, and their physical health. It's literally how people are voting all over the world, all over the world. It's just a huge sign that what we have going on right now is one of the most important things, because people are recognizing that they need to take greater ownership of their health. People that even weren't really interested in oils before, there's been kind of like an awakening, and people are realizing they need to take responsibility and do everything they can in their own power to be able to feel better and be healthy, right? So that's why it's good to not only be thinking about doTERRA products because they help us be healthier, but also about the business side too.
So you may have some questions. How do I make money? How much time is involved? Could this act?
Oh, is it my internet? My internet's bad. Am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay. You guys.
Next, yep, next slide.
Sorry, my internet's super.
Okay, there you go. So, yeah, okay. Boy, we're having internet issues. So let's talk about the first question. How do I make money? It's a basic plan. You sample, you teach, you enroll, you support, and you repeat. It's easy. Let me tell you a little bit more. So sampling is something that is really so simple. And honestly, it's a great way to serve and love your friends, family, and coworkers by noticing when they need a solution for, say, sleep or acne or allergies or brain fog. If you just perk up and actually listen to people when they're talking, you'll notice something. They're talking about their health and their health issues all the time. So we're looking to offer solutions for issues that can be solved with peppermint, deep blue. So we give a tiny little sample of a few oils. These can be mailed, they can be delivered in person, whatever works best for you. The next thing we do is we teach them how to use them. We have a class we offer every Thursday to go over the basics. This is offered to you, or if you have a friend or a family member, you can bring them to the class. You don't have to do it all by yourself if you're not wanting to do that yet. Next, we enroll people, and all that means is that you help them get the kit that meets their needs and fits their budget. And the last thing we do is we offer support, which means weekly classes, Facebook, product calls, and helping develop a 30-day plan for them to use their oils. So by introducing people to doTERRA and following these steps, you have the potential to earn money from their enrollment and their purchases.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the income potential. There's a lot of different income potential. You can see that on this slide, right? Like you get to really like write your own ticket with this. A lot of people just want enough money to pay for their product, right? So they'll probably introduce maybe around 25 people to doTERRA, help them get enrolled and order on a regular basis, and that would get their oils paid for and probably then some. Okay, but you, like I said, get to pick what potential is most appealing to you. So my dad and I are actually going to share a little bit. Dad, why don't you share first, just about like what kind of an impact like our doTERRA income has had on our family's lives.
Sure. So Melissa and Amy both started at about the same time in March of 2013. So, we're going on 7 years. And Melissa and I are not quite sure what her first commission check was, but suffice it to say it was less than $4. And I think she might have been surprised to get it. And I can remember her showing it to me and me saying, well, that, I guess, as my father says, that's better than a stick in the eye. So now fast forward to 2018, 19, and 20, and Melissa's income, her commissions from doTERRA have become a very, very significant part of our financial puzzle. Her income, the last couple of months, and this was something I always joked with Melissa, is I want my wife to make more money than I do so I can be the one that retires. Well, that has happened. I don't even think Melissa knew that it had happened.
I found that out a half hour ago.
Yeah, but
surprise!
Surprise! You're making more money than me on a gross basis, and we're loving it. But it's allowed us to do many things, but three main things is it allowed us to pay off our home mortgage way early, years early. It's allowed us to plan for a retirement that we sort of always dreamed of and probably could have gotten there, but this has given us an assurance, a confirmation, an affirmation, that we will be able to do it. And one of the other things it's allowed her to do is to completely fund her own IRA, her individual retirement account, which again plays a little bit into the retirement, but it's been a blessing that's come out of her doTERRA. And again, I want to make no mistake about it. This is not like pennies that have fallen from heaven. Melissa works very, very hard at this. She has worked very hard. I'm very proud of her. But I'm also amazed that she has a passion about doTERRA, health and wellness, and helping people. And the way that has all blended together has really been incredible. But that's just one little sharing of the financial benefits of Melissa's doTERRA business.
And I just have to cap that off by saying I was the woman that said, I will never do this as a business. I will never share an oil with anybody. And if you ask me to, I will find you and I will stalk you back. So how the tide has changed.
I love that. Okay, so for us, we jumped into doTERRA as a business before we even had kids, because Gary and I knew that we wanted me to be able to be at home when we did have kids. But we pretty quickly realized that honestly, I had the potential to bring Gary home from his full-time job so that we could live life together as a family and always have access to him. I just want you all to know that like Gary really loved his job. He was super good at it. He wasn't unhappy. We just really wanted time freedom. We really wanted like all Gary all the time. Okay. So in October 2019, Gary's position at work was unexpectedly terminated by the corporate owners. Okay. So because of doTERRA, because of what we had been able to create by helping other people with oils, Gary did not go looking for another job. We decided to step into doTERRA full time, even though it was sooner than we had expected. So we now spend our days together as a family, and I set my own work hours to maximize family time. I can't even tell you, I cannot convey in words how it has transformed our family, our marriage, our relationship with our children, to have the freedom to be together, to be with our kids, to work on parenting and grow things in the garden and cook food together and just live life together. It's honestly hard to put into words what it means. And none of it would have been possible without doTERRA. And my first paycheck was like $4.26. You're right. I forgot that. I am forever grateful for the opportunity that doTERRA has given us to earn money and create what we want as individuals. Okay, so I think we should talk a little bit about how much time is involved.
So the first one is, you might say, I just want my oils paid for, which is terrific. That would entail about maybe 3 to 5 hours per week. That would look like attending our classes with your enrollments, taking good care of your friends and family, and helping them with tips and suggestions. But then maybe you decide, okay, maybe I want to supplement my income a little bit. So that's more like maybe 5 to 15 hours per week. And it depends on what you need or want. And Amy said this, I'm going to say it. You get to determine how much you want to make and how much you want to work. And then it's our job to support you to reach those goals. Okay. Never the other way around. So then maybe you're like, well, I kind of want to replace my income, maybe bring myself home or bring a spouse home. So that's at a minimum about 15 hours per week, maybe more accurately 15 to 30 per week. I'd say just kind of expect on full-time work. To be clear, the amount of time that you put into replacing your income determines how fast your income can grow.
Okay, so could this work for me? We have a couple of questions like to ask yourself and to kind of think about. when it comes to this. So are you passionate about your oils? I would imagine if you're on this call, the answer is going to be, you can probably check that box. But you really want to make sure you love what you're sharing with others. Second one would be loving people. This is important too, and you might sound silly, might sound kind of general, but if you don't really want to be around people, this is even virtually around people, this could be a little tricky for you, okay? Because you're going to be helping people, and depending on what you want to create, I mean, like constantly, right? You're going to be helping people, all right? And then the third thing is, can you follow a system, right? We have a clean and clear, tried and true system. I'm like the systems girl, but just bear with me. So if you're like, nah, I don't really like following, like, this is honestly something for you to consider. Can you, if like, this is like, these are the steps, are you willing to follow those and work with those things, okay?
So are you like still with us? Are you thinking, I kind of want to know the next step, maybe kind of, sort of. So this is what it would look like. Do you have a wholesale account? If you do, then you should upgrade and set up 100 PV LRP. And if not, choose a kit and set up an LRP. But here's the deal. You need to process a 100 PV LRP order each month. So we know 125 PV orders get us a free product of the month each month, right? 50 point orders give us a percentage back of what we order. And doTERRA pays me if I'm introducing people to doTERRA at the time that you have 100 points in your cart, and then they'll pay you weekly for that. So make sure, upgrade your account and make sure your cart's at 100. That's step one. Then you start getting people their samples. Reach out for help. We will help you with that. We'll get you plugged into our calls. We'll help you make a list. We'll help you sample people. We like to put together little sampling kits to send to people. It's really fun, and it's a blast to be able to provide solutions to people who have exhausted every other resource and have learned to live with not improving their situation, and they're at their wits' end. They don't have to live with poor health, and we don't either. There's so many solutions.
Lindsay put this in the chat box, but I think it's worth repeating. Upgrading to a wellness advocate is free. It costs you absolutely nothing, okay? There is no cost involved in that. Okay, so this quote is actually from the CEO of doTERRA. If you want to change the world, you have to empower people. That's the only way to make any permanent, effective change on the world. And really like handing somebody an oil that they can use in their own home for their family and giving them access to that is an amazing way to empower people. And it's an incredible way, as you're doing that, to empower your own family too, right? If you choose to set it up that way. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about, I've got a question for you all. This is kind of an Amy question, but bear with me. I'm going to give you guys a scale of 1 to 10, and I want you to think in your head of what number you are between 1 and 10. Okay, here's the scale. Number 1, this is who you are if you're number 1. Amy, Melissa, this was nice, but can we please never talk about this ever again? Okay, that's a 1. That's okay, but it's a 1. We love 1s, all right? The 10 is saying, you know what? I think I'm ready to talk about what next steps would be for me personally. Okay, and so now I've asked you a question, you've thought of a number, and now I have a favor to ask. This is the only thing I'm going to ask of you. Can you let your oil girl know what number you are? Because even if it's a 1, that I think is super important to communicate, because then we know you're a 1. And it's like, that's cool. We love you. So glad you're a 1, right? And if you're like a 7 or an 8, it's like, oh, cool. Do you have any questions? Like, is there anything we can answer for you, right? And if you're like a 10, then it's like, well, let's talk about what we should do. Okay, so remember I said goal number 2 was you're in the driver's seat and you get to decide for yourself if it's a good fit, or in this case, what number you are. So all we're asking is for the communication to make sure we serve you well and we care for you well in wherever you are at, okay? Is that fair? We can all do that, right? I think we can all do that. Okay, so that's honestly what we have. Do we want, are there any questions in the chat box? If not, we can take a second here to make sure that people don't have questions. No questions. That means there was nothing else we could have possibly, I'm just kidding. No questions. So send your number to your oil girl. Do that for me. Do that for your oil girl. We'll see you, all of you, on our weekly classes and the things we're doing. Again, don't hesitate to ask questions. And thank you again for taking the time to be on this call. We hope it was helpful to you to have that insight. And no, I don't have a handout, Barb, but I could maybe make one up. All right, everybody. Have a good night.